Here we go, literally at
Again.
our third take. We're at our third take, and we're
Uno,
gonna get it
dos,
right this
tres.
time. We're gonna get it right this time,
Oh
guys.
yeah, three
Welcome.
times the charm, motherfucker.
It really is. Good morning, or whatever time it is, wherever you're listening. This is the Artificial Mind. It's me, Jonathan.
And me, Jeremy.
Yep, and we are here to bring you another banger of a episode today. And today we're talking about found footage, which is actually we'll get to that soon. I'm very excited to actually talk to you guys about some really cool stuff that's been going on in the camp here. The See if I can pull it up now. Not obviously for you guys to see because of what us veterans call OPSEC. We just want to give a big shout out to those who have been listening to us, watching us on whatever platform. And speaking of platforms, we are now on Amazon Music and iHeartRadio, along with Spotify and Apple. And for those who have been listening to us over in Lima, Peru, Hesse, Germany, Sao Paulo, Brazil,
Hmm.
South Holland, Netherlands, and I'll read off these states in the United States: Virginia, Pennsylvania, Washington, Illinois, South Carolina, Indiana, Michigan, New York, Maryland, and New Jersey. All listening to the Artificial Mind.
And
Thank
much
you so
appreciated.
much, guys. Yeah, that's a nice little. There's different areas, that are listening or watching us. Leave
Yeah,
a
that's a
review.
wide spectrum right there.
It
That's a
really
little bit
is.
newer.
It really is. And guys, if you like the show, leave a review, tell your friends, because we're not stopping. Even
Oh,
if we,
no.
so also make sure to check out our website, the www.linktree.com/, the Artificial Mind Podcast. Never miss an episode. Follow, like, and share, and to all your friends today. So yeah, enough with the cheesy stuff. You wanna rank some pictures?
Let's rank some pitches.
All right. So what we got here today.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Thestrals are skeletal creatures about the size of a horse with a reptilian hide, wide eyes, and leathery black wings. They're considered a breed of winged horse. Harry Potter fandom details. Oh, Photoshop, photorealistic, moody colors, realistic photo, beautiful AK. Now, guys, pay attention to these prompts here.
Yeah.
Harry Potter fandom details. Photoshop, photorealistic. Um, First off, you like Harry Potter?
I'm a mid appreciator. I'll say I'm entertained by them.
I like it. I am. I mean, I've never read the books, but I've watched the movies. Very
Hmm.
good movies. So, I mean, seeing a Thestral in this type of perspective is actually really cool.
I've
Oh,
never heard of them before until now. Thestrals, I like that.
yeah. I can't. Listen, I've seen the movie a handful of times, so maybe I am getting something wrong here. But all in all, this piece is a win.
Hmm.
This piece is a
No, I
win.
like
So
it.
yeah, it looks like a good tattoo.
Oh yeah.
The God
God.
Blade.
Yeah.
Just simple God Blade. Wow. Okay. I like
That-
this one.
That's a big god blade right there. It's like
It's amazing how one word could make something like this.
yeah.
Like on some literal, like wacky, profound sense of technological mindfuckery. Like
Just
it
makes
is
you
just
wonder throwing a normal word like daylight.
yeah, man. Next, are we doing the love for this? I love
I
this
like the
one.
love. I like the love. Oh wow.
Excited vigor canine dog eating a juicy cheeseburger. Salvador
This
Dali.
this would fit in a Mad magazine almost, I think.
Almost looks like it could be like an ad too for
Hmm.
a pet shop that sells cheeseburgers for dogs.
Now
I like it.
there's going to be a place that opens up just for that now. Cheeseburger dog place.
All credit goes to Tam.
Yeah.
Oh, Albuquerque stylized river, whimsical clouds, Edward Hopper. This
Pueblo.
is this is very beautiful. This is very beautiful. It's got it. What story is it telling here? To me, it's telling me a story of a beautiful day, right?
Very clean.
Yeah.
The colors
This
are
is.
clean. It's like it. I love it.
Oh, okay. Stupid
Oh,
vacation photos from the
wow.
1960s. What is what is
While
going on
on
here?
some DMT.
What's going on here?
Yeah, there's a slight malfunction in the piercing.
And this woman has like half a bra.
It almost looks like the guy's got a dart stuck in his chest too. Whatever that little looks like a dart.
Looks like something or like some kind of slug.
Yeah,
We're gonna go with
I wouldn't say that
ooh,
was a stupid vacation. I'd say like you might want to seek a doctor vacation.
ooh, a Pokemon assassin Pokemon.
Yeah.
Okay. I love like right here you see like that Japanese like cherry blossom
Mhm.
style art. It's
If I'm not
beautiful.
mistaken, that owl looks like it's wearing a helm.
Yeah. And then you got the Pokeball right here.
Mhm. Oh yeah,
Ooh.
stellar.
Mystical Sun Spirit Oracle. Coronal mass ejection, ethereal face, photorealism, beautiful lighting, 4K photography, beautiful composition, rim lighting. This is like your realm right here, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I like the term coronal mass ejection. That sounds like it could be used in a few things, like maybe spaceship, like the jets taking off or whatever. That's not coronal is more of your eye, but the mass
Mm.
ejection term sounds like it could be used in a few things.
Oh, interesting.
Mass ejection, ejection burners.
Ooh, iridescent fantasy architecture. And we've talked about fantasy architecture too.
Yeah,
Small, dainty details, delicate, intricate design, atmospheric, muted pastels, three glowing suns at a sunset, Unreal Engine. This is very interesting to me. This is like to me this is like an album cover.
hmm yeah. There's been a resurgence of that too, of like this style in album covers.
Guys, don't miss out on the opportunity of making an album cover with Midjourney. Oh, okay. Detailed fantasy painting of very dark, grim, ancient, medieval underground caves with cobblestone roads in total darkness, blackness at night, softly illuminated in blue, some purple by gigantic amanita, champignon, and Rosella mushroom, and giant natural chamber in the background.
I wouldn't say it's grim.
I wouldn't say it's grim either. I mean, this looks like a place that I would want to look around and camp out at.
Yeah, it looks like something that you fell into while like walking around and you discovered this underground mushroom lair.
This is incredible.
You
All right, we'll
found like
do.
where the elves live.
Whoops. We'll do one more.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Water laser. Okay. I'm digging that.
Yeah, this is really
Futuristic
nice.
water laser.
I
Wow.
love this. Digital art, fantasy, magic, trending on ArtStation. Cell shaded anime style.
Cell
This is
shaded.
incredible.
I'll have to remember that term too. That sounds like a good one. Cell shaded. I think that's basically like when the cartoonists used to use like clear, transparent papers. They were called cell sheets.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're referring to.
I really like this because it looks like they're like mining at the bottom of the ocean.
That almost looks 3D-ish for
Yeah.
some reason on my screen here. It really bounces out.
Yeah. I mean,
Hmm.
there's some beautiful stuff out on Midjourney, and I mean, all you have to do is really take the time, to
And that's what it is.
look.
To just take the time to go out there and look at it.
Yeah, I mean, it's out there and it's
Mutant
true.
interest, it's in there.
Yep. Man, so today we are talking about found footage. Um, I was, I found, I this is my theme this week, and I thought it would be a good idea because it was one of the daily themes this week in Midjourney, and I said, hell, why not? And there was some incredible stuff, man, incredible stuff. But the thing that I like about found footage, I think my love for found footage started in when I was younger. I mean, I'm 34.
Ten ahead of you.
You're 10 ahead of me. So like when Blair Witch Project came out for me, I was a kid.
Yeah.
So you're coming.
I
So you're
remember
a little
seeing
older.
that here.
Yeah, and it was really the first. It really made you think it was real. The whole found footage genre
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
picked
you're
off.
right.
And
Yeah, it did
it was
set off a wave of that.
you know what? There were some other great found footage movies, like Cloverfield is one of them.
Yep.
There was another one that I can't remember.
There's a few
That
of them. I cannot pinpoint any of them though when I think about it.
there was this really good one about and someone and whoever's listening, maybe you could help me out. Um, it was a movie about these three guys, and they found like a mineral underground, and had superpowers, and like one of them became like really bad, like
Hmm.
it. And I can't remember the name of the movie. Hey, you know
That
what? I'm
wasn't
gonna have
called I Am Number 6 or something like that, or I Am Number 9, is it?
no,
Okay.
but it had the same. Oh man,
Feel.
I have to look at. There is God, what's his name? Um,
Hmm. Had to be
he
early
played
2000s.
the actor played Harry Osborn in Spider Man.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
the actor's name is Dante DeHaan. Chronicle. That's the name of the movie. Chronicle.
I have not seen that one.
And it was with Michael B. It was the first movie I saw with Michael B. Jordan, and it was a
Oh,
superhero thriller film. And it's a found footage movie. It's one of those
okay.
found footage. It's so good. It is so good. I highly recommend.
No, I'm gonna have to check that out.
It's a yeah. And when I think of found footage, I think of the movies that came out during that time.
Mhm.
Blair Witch being one of them. And I mean, I'm going to pull up a list right now with some found footage. Um, there some found footage movies. We have The Visit, As Above, So Below, VHS 94,
Oh yeah,
Host.
VHS. Yeah.
There's a whole list of them. Cloverfield, Frankenstein's Army, District 9. How could I have forgotten about District 9?
That was the one I was thinking of.
District 9. Okay, yeah.
The shots in it and stuff like that. How they were incorporating like real time with the aliens coming and stuff, or with
Yeah.
the prawn.
Yeah, so yeah, oh yep. And you know what? So it's cool to talk about this subject because I have such a love for this subject, so it was fun to do this. So I mean, let's not waste any time. Let's not
Okay,
waste any time.
fine.
I'm I'm just gonna pick a random one. Okay. This one
Ah,
was yours.
the Portal. So I watch a ton load of Ancient Aliens. It can be used as a stimulant or a relaxer. I can fall asleep to it, or I can get woken up and start my day to watching this show. But they have a lot of talk on there about stargates and stuff. So I thought, hey, wouldn't that be interesting if 1920 someone went down there in an excavation and saw a couple of shamans actually opening up a portal and was able to capture it. So this is what we got.
It looks really good. I mean, what prompts did you use for the grain?
So once again, I use my good old fashioned word vintage. I believe I put in there vintage photography style,
Okay.
and that's what gives you that grainy black and white. Maybe a little bit of frame around the sides of it too gives you that like not Polaroid necessarily, but the old way the pictures were framed and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So what I like about this is like when you're looking at the gate, um, it's you see the back of the gate. There's like this like mountain or some type of,
Yeah, the hills, the jungle.
and you don't see it behind this gate, and
Yeah.
that's what's very interesting to me. It's a very eerie photo. I have some goosebumps right now just looking at this right now because it's very, because again, this show is about what ifs, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
We do a lot. We're going into more what ifs. Um, I think you did phenomenal work on this one.
It came from the heart.
Yeah, this one was fun.
I had to give homage out to all the hours I've spent watching or not watching, just listening to it in the background.
Very interesting. So, while yours was a gate,
Yeah, what's yours?
mine was the discovery of Atlantis.
Ah,
It took me a long time.
I'm
It
not
took
gonna
me,
lie. Mine took me a while to get to where I wanted them to.
you know, the four that I got. It wasn't easy getting to where the final product was,
Hmm.
and trying to find one to make Atlantis was probably one of the hardest ones I had to do, and I actually got pretty frustrated, and
I don't
I
have
chose.
a lot to base it off of either. This is all straight up speculation for
This is
AI.
true. This is true, and I love that it has very a simple structure here.
Hmm.
Nothing so extravagant because the rest of the other ones that I came out with were very extravagant and
Hmm.
you know fantasy like, but that's not what I was looking for. I
It
wanted
almost
something
take away from the idea of a found footage, basically.
exactly like
Yeah.
your gate, because it doesn't look, it's not pretty,
Hmm.
and I'm a sucker for the story of Atlantis. I think it's a fantastic story. I think it's real.
Yeah.
It's there's
Was.
some
Is or was.
was I think it's still I think it's underwater, and I've even like some like short stories that I've written in the past. I've used like New Atlantis as a
Hmm.
city name, for a structure of areas, and even in some other works of fiction you'll see New Atlantis written in
Hmm.
other arts too. So there's a love there for it, and I think this one turned out perfect. Just exactly what I wanted it to be. You know,
I like it.
ocean mysteries, my friend. Ocean mysteries.
Ocean mystery.
Let's see what we got here. Any specific one you want me to pull up?
No, you can pull up whatever ones you want. I'm just trying to pick up on the mid journey what I actually titled them because I think it does help as far as like what I was going for at the time.
Well, I
Okay.
also I also have the words here.
You got them up? Okay.
Well, some of the words. So
I
we got
should
this
have
one.
them up regardless, as much as I have on here.
Yeah. So I love this one.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. How far back do I want to go? When I got interested in all this conspiracy stuff and alien stuff, there was a book I bought. It was called uh, Acid Dreams. That's what it was called. And it was just a book about CIA history and stuff like that, or just, history that they didn't teach us in school.
Yeah.
And one of the big ones in there was that J. Edgar Hoover knew about the aliens, and he definitely knew about the Roswell crash. And they've actually found documents on that, again, on ancient aliens. So I thought I'd throw in there, if this was true, let's get a picture of old J. Edgar Hoover, you know, around aliens or in alien activity. And like you said earlier, this round was a little bit harder to make, but I'm glad it did because part of point of being found footage is being a little more grainier, not perfect. It's you're not sure of it, kind of a thing. And this one's pretty close to Jay. I mean, it's still a little bit of he almost looks kind of alien himself. So I went along with that too. And then just like the Secret Service possibly behind him, the shadowy figure, and then they got the blown up picture of the space shuttle. I had
Yeah.
where he was actually shaking hands with an alien, but it was just you could only see like the back of them. So I thought it was kind of pointless to go with
Yeah,
that one.
I do want to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I saw a lot of your Roswell ones.
Mm-hmm.
So why did it? Now I'm not mad at all about the J. Edgar Hoover one, but why didn't you choose the ones with the spaceship? And I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it because maybe you may want to use those for
Well,
another.
no, that's not one of the four, right? We can always throw a fifth one in there. I'm sure you had a fifth one, don't you?
Yeah, you know what? After we get to this main four,
If you're interested in that, I want to see them too. And I think I was going in between those two because this was definitely a fight of which four I wanted to use as well.
there were some really good ones you came out with. I have to say, and I'll show. Actually, you
I
know,
want
let
to
me
say
pull.
those were the first ones I started off with because I was like, found footage. Gee, what's the one thing I want to see more than anything? Footage from the actual Roswell crash. So
Actually, and I'm gonna pull that up. I'm gonna
yeah, do it.
show what we're talking about because this is incredible.
And that was probably the one I was going to go with actually because it's
That
cracked.
that is like I'm like, holy crap, that is good.
Mm-hmm.
That is really good. And then
And it
like you
only
had,
took about 5 or 6 tries.
yeah, I mean you could tell too. And like wow.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff I didn't use. If you're on that page, anyways, you'll see all that Frank Zappa and
Yeah, you had the Haley's Comet one, which was pretty
yeah,
cool. You know that there was, you
it
know,
was a
you
hard
could
decision on
definitely,
this round.
yeah, you could definitely this theme was definitely fun to play around with because
Hmm.
you really was like, you know, how could we get this right? How could we get this right? You know, and at some points, you know, there was a point where you're just like, yeah, I got this right. My next one, this one I had a little fun with. So
No,
my idea, what I wrote down was Batman fighting during the Afghanistan war, Batman in combat gear fighting during the Afghanistan war, and this is what came out. Um, I wanted to kind of go off the cuff with this one
hmm.
purposely. I want to do something just absolutely ridiculous because mine were so um, more location based more than anything. So I want to mess around with this
And
one.
they were attached to actual history too.
Yeah, and I wanted to be like, well, what would Batman look like if he was real and he fought during the Afghanistan war?
Hmm.
I pictured something a little more like army esque,
Well,
you know,
maybe the AI read it as because Afghanistan wars that could go all the way back to
'80s.
pre Jesus eras too. Because I mean that
This is
area is war forever.
this is actually true, and the belt actually kind of looks a little like Batman Begins ish.
It kind of reminds me of Assassin's Creed slightly as well.
Yeah,
That maybe
yeah,
it's the actual like not the headpiece, but the actual robe part does.
yeah. This was very fun. And it actually kind of looks like his hand has that like thing there too, the blade.
Yeah,
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one. This
yeah, I
one was
like
really
that one.
cool, and like I was really trying to play around with the idea of like, well, what if like Superman fought during the Afghanistan war? But I didn't want to do something like so colorful and cliche, so
I think
I went
Batman was a better choice because he's more subtle. I think Superman would have blown the maybe the concept out of itself, possibly.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
He's such a badass, okay, he's going to the Afghanistan war. That'll be a short one. He'll like blow him away.
yep, yep. So yeah, Batman definitely was the better choice. I enjoyed that.
He's more stealthy, just like him.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And this is yours. What do we got here?
So this again, and you can see this is probably like the ninth or 10th try. I was trying to get a Frank Zappa and Weird Al meeting in real life. And a lot of the pictures that I was producing would actually switch their faces. So they would have the body of Weird Al and the head of Frank Zappa, or reversed. And so I was almost going to get to the point where I was going to explain to the public they're wearing costumes. They're supposed to look like the other person. And that was going to be my explanation because I got so tired of messing around with it.
It's challenging.
I can definitely see Weird Al more than I can see Frank Zappa in the left there. Like it's the clothes are Frank Zappa, but the heads, I don't know.
That is definitely funny. That is definitely, and I see all that too. And I, I'm a Weird Al Yankovic fan. I'm not gonna lie to you there. You
I've
know,
always wanted to see similar looking people together. Like, what if Dave Grohl and Keanu Reeves met? You know, I want to see that picture.
yeah,
Like
that too.
Nick era. Like he's got his beard and everything. Like sometimes those two, I get them mixed up if they flash across the screen. Like, oh, that was Dave. No, that was Keanu. Oh, okay. Just similar people. I kind of fascinate me.
Yeah, yeah. And are you gonna watch the Weird Al movie when it comes out?
Uh, I've been waiting. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean Daniel Radcliffe. He looks fucking phenomenal in
I
it.
would
It's just
love to see Weird Al do another UHF movie. That would be
mm,
cool. A modern day version of that, like a podcast. Like he doesn't need the radio anymore; he just does podcasts. But he could still go off with that. I mean, that's
yeah.
when he started off was doing like commercially uh, goofs on commercials and stuff.
Yeah, he's still a legend.
Oh yeah,
Still a damn legend.
I have yet to go see him in concert too. I have many friends and family go and see him, and I'm surprised I have not gone and seen him.
Same here.
He does a lot of shows around here.
My next one. Okay, so this one I actually have a funny story about.
Okay.
So I did the Tower of Babel. I've always been interested in how like a structure that big was made during that time.
Hmm.
Babylon not even existing anymore and all that stuff. And I, instead of writing Tower of Babel, I wrote Towel of Babel by accident. And I got like a pretty interesting photo there when I did it.
Yeah,
I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to show you the mistake. I guess that'll be like my extra one.
your extra one, okay? Yeah, let's
It's
hinder.
I didn't upscale it, but it's actually something that I'll probably end up using.
Sometimes I've noticed when you upscale it too, it can almost make it too fine detailed.
Yeah.
So when you're saying that, yeah, I know what you mean. Like I'll blow up a picture, and before I decide to do that, I'll
Yep.
just go with the one I got because I don't think it's going to get any clearer to my
Yep. And
satisfaction.
so I wrote Towel of Babel, and that's what came out.
That's awesome.
But what I was really trying to do was this.
You went from towels to tower.
Yeah. So this, um, I don't even know how to explain.
Well, I saw this one before, and I did not notice that it almost looks like there was another tower that was built at one point, and that one was destroyed.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like, and that's what I was thinking too. And
They
I'm
could have
just
been
like, well,
bridged together at some point.
yeah,
At the
like a
top.
sky bridge.
Yeah.
And what I loved about it is that you see the tower there, and it's like as if it's actual found footage. Now, if you've noticed, you see borders in a lot of my pieces. I've been
Yes.
using the prompt Polaroid
Okay.
and retro film grain, and I'm getting this effect here. I really enjoy this picture. I think to me, I have goosebumps just looking at it. I mean, this whole episode alone is giving me goosebumps because these are
Mhm.
big, like what ifs.
Potential. Yeah.
So I really enjoyed doing the tower of Babel. Um, it's very very intricate the way that came out, man.
Another thing that you threw on there, not necessarily that one, but you were telling me was the AR, right?
Oh yeah,
Term, yeah.
the
Like
aspect
I've
ratio.
heard of it, but explain that.
Okay, so if you want all these pictures that we did today were all in the standard 3:4 aspect ratio, AR being aspect ratio.
Yeah.
So if you want, um, let's say you make something, actually, I got actually I have an example for you actually.
Okay.
So I have some grids here that go into the subject of our episode today. So it'll be in theme. So I this was actually a failed one that I was working on. I was
Hmm.
trying to get the Titanic arriving in New York.
Oh wow.
So as you see here, as you see right here, it's oh wow, yeah. So it's widescreen. So to
Yeah.
get that widescreen, that aspect ratio,
Yeah.
you have to do space dash dash AR space and then whatever aspect ratio, whether that be 16
Okay.
9, 916, 3:2, any aspect ratio you want.
Yeah, I've been
And
wanting more of the widescreen shot in my pictures, and wasn't able to figure it out. So that'll help me out.
yeah, and then also if you do things like I've been doing the daily theme. This was actually my first Tower of Babel.
Oh wow.
Okay.
That almost looks like the style of Monty Python, the shading in that.
Yes, and you see, as you see, I was working on this. I was
Oh
working on
wow.
the Tower of Babel for a while, trying to figure it out.
Kodak.
And actually, if you saw on our
Yep.
Instagram,
That one
this
was
was the this was the photo that I used to promote today's episode. This was actually the first found footage one I did, and you know, it's at the aspect ratio was there. So, guys, you could always practice it.
yep.
And
And
actually,
you're gonna have
yeah,
to if you're gonna get anything you want. So
yeah, and actually, maybe the one of our next episodes will actually do like an instructional
yeah,
on how
that's.
to
I
get it
was just
working.
thinking that when you were showing that because that was a good little 5 second explanation of the AR and stuff.
Yeah, and the aspect ratio works.
Yeah.
All right, we got your last one, which I love.
Yes. And like I said before, this one, these guys wanted to mix together too. I had a lot of the time where Mark Twain looked, he had the head of Tesla and vice versa. And this is pretty close. I mean, I can still see they're kind of mixing, but I know these guys existed around the same time. So it would have been cool to be actual see these guys meet and maybe even become friends because Mark Twain was quite the intellectual.
Yeah, yeah, he was actually, and um, I'm a Tesla fan. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
I've read a lot of his history, and actually, one of my favorite movies, um, The Prestige, uh, actually dealt with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it dealt with Tesla, which was played by the great David Bowie, which I thought
Really?
was, yeah.
Is there a remake of that? Like that's a remake, right? Was there like an original one done in the 70s or something? Because I feel like I've seen another version of that with not David Bowie in it.
I don't know.
I'll have to look that up. It seems like I've seen a much earlier version of that. But then again, Bowie's been around for a minute too, and he did the man who sold the world and the man who fell to
Hmm.
earth. So he's probably I'm just mistaking it.
Yeah, well, the movie's great. You should check it out.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Tesla is a major character in the movie itself, and it's got a great cast, and it's got a really mindfuck story.
Huh.
Plus, it's made by Christopher Nolan, so you know you're gonna get something good.
Okay. Yeah, I have seen that.
Yeah, it's about the two magicians.
Yep.
So, yeah,
Yeah,
man.
isn't
So
Edward Norton in that too?
no, that's the illusionist.
The Illusionist. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm getting the idea though. I know which one you're talking about.
Hmm.
All right. So that was all of them already, or
I got one more for you.
all right?
I saved
Oh.
this one for last, and I had a lot of trouble with this one.
Hmm.
And funny, this was the first one I made, and I made about five of these.
Yeah.
And I was going to go with another one for this episode until last night when I was looking at actual moon monoliths on the dark
Hmm.
side of the moon, and they look just like this. And it is a close-up picture. You see Earth in the back there. It just looks like a close-up picture of the monolith, and I'm a sucker for anything space, especially the moon.
Hmm.
Um, I talked to you about For All Mankind. You watched it. We're
Yeah, you
both
got me hooked on that. Thanks a lot.
very big fans of the show, and you know this is one thing that they didn't talk about on the show, the monoliths, and I felt like that this would have been a that would have been a great opportunity to. And I am very into this stuff.
Well,
I'm
season
very
4's coming, so
yeah. So it's gonna get pretty fun for all mankind. And this specific photograph art piece, whatever requirement that you
it
need to
looks like a
call.
legit NASA footage. It looks like an actual astronaut took that picture.
Yeah, it's amazing. I enjoyed this theme. I truly enjoyed the idea.
When you told me about it, I was like, yeah, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
Now there was back in the '90s, there was like a term called found art, and that people were just basically making art like on the sidewalk or something, and someone else would find it and they'd put it on the internet, and that was called found art. So when you were telling me about this, it kind of reminded me of that style of art, and just finding something like and being intrigued by it. And yeah, that's exactly what was going on with these pictures.
yeah. I when I first saw the theme, it blew my mind, completely blew my mind, and I was just like, "This is insane!" That just this alone could be what it looks like, and I can't. I don't know how to comprehend how that works, because there was some really crazy stuff. Like
It makes
there
me
was
want to check out what they do more with, because you informed me on that they do like themes and stuff. I didn't know that like there was an actual community theme thing going on, so that'll be cool to check them out from time to time.
Yeah, and you know what? Let me show that to you real quick. I'll
Yeah, do
show
that.
you guys so you guys understand what we're talking about. So over here, all right. So this is this is the daily theme room right here. As you see, I was already on the
Oh,
channel.
so there is an actual daily theme. Okay, gotcha.
So as of right now, this is from yesterday. The daily theme is now lizard and or wizard.
Hmm.
So
Oh
actually,
wow. Yeah, watch out,
yeah.
people. The reptiles are back.
But when looking at the daily theme for found footage, um, there we go.
Mm,
Look at that. You know,
that's cool.
there's some very good
There's
stuff.
a magazine back in the day. I think that it's still out. It's called Adbusters, and that reminds me of some of the art I would see in that.
Yeah, there's some very, very interesting stuff here, and
That turned out really nice.
yeah, they did. There's some really interesting minds out there.
I'm gonna
So
have to come up with a theme in my head and throw it in there and see what people come up with.
yeah, yeah, sometimes when you create, if you create a very interesting theme. Wait,
Mm-hmm.
did you hear that? Did you hear that from the soundbite?
Mm-mm.
It did like this thing from my left to my right ear. Amazing.
Huh.
And speaking of minds, we have a fan submission to end the show. So this
It
gentleman
wouldn't be a
said,
show without it.
"Yep, this submission is from KO, and he made a samurai cybernetic samurai guy. He
Cybernetic
didn't
Samurai.
Yeah, he didn't go into detail. He just sent it to me. There's some photorealism here. It looks like a cell phone cover of some sort.
Mm.
I love the neon lighting in his head, kind of like his ponytail is being like his samurai ponytail is being promoted, that it's there. He's got the lasers. He's got the like lasers on the side there with whatever mask that is. Is that like a training mask? Is he?
Visor with some kind of weird HUD on it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is top notch. This is really nice. The detail on it is actually quite exquisite as well.
I actually wait for the day they make clothing that'll do that. That'll have like a neon glow to it. they'll
Yeah,
embed like actual lighting inside of it, microfiber or something.
yeah. I'm pretty sure that we're just about there.
Yeah. The military found it. Now they just got to sell it to the public, and then you'll be seeing it on shorts or sweatshirts pretty soon.
Yeah, yeah. Well, shit, Jeremy, that was fun.
Yeah.
Guys, make sure you check out the episode on. If you want to watch it, check it out on Spotify or YouTube. If you just want to listen to it,
There's iTunes, iHeart.
yep, and Amazon. We're also on Amazon. You can also check out our website at www.linktree.com/the Artificial Mind Podcast. And from there, there's our whole directory there. You can check out all our episodes, all our 4 episodes now. Yay.
Yay.
But we're more than grateful to have you guys watch, have you guys listen. Thank you so much. Yeah, you got anything else to say before we go?
I'm happy we actually got this this episode out. This one took a little struggle, but we got it, and it sounds so good now.
Third time's a charm, right?
Exactly.
All right, man. Well, I will talk to you. Well, guys, we'll talk to you later. Thank you for coming, and yeah, listen to the little AI voice and
Keep on prompting.
Keep on. That's a T-shirt,
Ain't it? I just thought of it. You're welcome.
Yep. There
Keep
you
on
go.
prompting. I can hear a Creedence Clearwater song to it. Keep on prompting, prompting. Yeah, and that's
love
Artificial Mind is an original podcast created by Jonathan Sanchez and Jeremy Strobridge. If you are enjoying this production, please follow us so you don't miss an episode. You can find all our links at www.linktree.com/theartificialmindpodcast. So long and farewell.
prosper.